Karma by Khushwant Singh. Sir Mohanlal looked at himself in the mirror of first-class waiting room at the railway station. The mirror was obviously made in India. The red toxide at its back had come off at several places, and long lines of translucent glass cut across its surface. Sir Mohanlal smiled at the mirror with an air of pity and patronage. "You are so very much like everything else in the country. Inefficient, dirty, indifferent," he muttered. The mirror smiled back at Sir Mohanlal. "You are a bit all right, old chap," it said. "Distinguished, efficient, even handsome. That neatly trimmed moustache, the suit from Savile Row with a carnation in the buttonhole, the aroma of Yaudi cologne, talcum powder and scented soap, all about you. Yes, old fellow, you are a bit of all right." Sir Mohanlal threw out his chest, smoothed his valiant eye for the umpteenth time, and waved a goodbye to the mirror. He glanced at his watch. There was still time for a quick one. He shouted, "Koi hai?" A bearer in white livery appeared through a wire gauze door. "Ek chota," ordered Sir Mohanlal, and sank into a large cane chair to drink his ruminate. Outside the waiting room, Sir Mohanlal's luggage lay peeled along the wall. On a small grey steel trunk, Lakshmi, Lady Mohanlal sat, chewing a betel leaf and fanning herself with a newspaper. She was short and fat and in her middle 40s. She wore a dirty white sari with a red border. On one side of her nose glistened a diamond nose ring, and she had several gold bangles on her arms. She had been talking to the bearer until Sir Mohanlal had called him inside. As soon as he had gone, she hailed a passing railway coolie. "Where does the zanana stop?" she asked. The coolie said, "Right at the end of the platform." The coolie flattened his turban to make a cushion, hoisted the steel trunk on his head, and moved down the platform. Lady Lal picked up his brace tiffin carrier and ambled along beside him. On the way, she stopped by a hawker's stall to replenish her silver betel leaf case, and then joined the coolie. She sat down on the steel trunk which the coolie had put down and started talking to him. "Are the trains very crowded on these lines?" she asked. "These days, all trains are crowded, but you will find room in the zanana," the coolie answered. "Then I might as well get over the bother of eating." Lady Lal opened the brace carrier and took out a bundle of cramped chapatis and some mango pickle. While she ate, the coolie sat opposite her on his haunches, drawing lines in the gravel with his finger. "Are you traveling alone, sister?" he asked. She answered, "No, I am with my master, brother. He is in the waiting room. He travels first class. He is a vizier and a barrister and meets so many officers and Englishmen in the trains. And I mostly a native woman. I can't understand English and I don't know their ways, so I keep to my zanana interclass." Lakshmi chatted away merrily. She was fond of a little gossip and had no one to talk to at home. Her husband never had any time to spare for her. She lived in the upper story of the house and he on the ground floor. He did not like her poor, illiterate relatives hanging about his bungalow, so they never came. He came up to her once in a while at night and stayed for a few minutes. He just ordered her about in Anglicized Hindustani, and she obeyed passively. These nocturnal visits had, however, borne no fruit. The signal came down and the clanging of the bell announced the approaching train. Lady Lal hurriedly finished off her meal. She got up, still licking the stone of the pickled mango. She emitted a long, loud blench as she went to the public tap to rinse her mouth and wash her hands. After washing, she dries her mouth and hands with the loose end of the sari and walked back to her steel trunk, belching and thanking the god for the favor of a filling meal. The train steamed in. Lakshmi found herself facing an almost empty interclass zanana compartment next to the guard's van. At the tail end of the train, the rest of the train was packed. She heaved her squat, bulky frame through the door and found a seat by the window. She produced a 2-anna bit from a knot in her sari and dismissed the coolie. She then opened her beetle case and made herself 2 beetle leaves charged with a red and white paste, minced beetle nuts and cardamoms. These she thrust into her mouth until her cheeks bulged on both sides. Then she rested her chin on her hands and sat gazing idly at the jostling crowd on the platform. The arrival of the train did not disturb Sir Mohanlal's sang-froid. He continued to sip his scotch and ordered the bearer to tell him when he had moved the luggage to the first-class compartment. Excitement, bustle and hurry were exhibition of bad breeding, and Sir Mohanlal was eminently well-bred. He wanted everything tickaboo and orderly.